Just before we start this video, if you haven't already, please go follow my Twitter account if you want to do collaborations, or just follow me there. So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. We're doing another episode of Arsenal Transfer News Daily. Today we are going to be hearing a little clip from Fabrizio Romano on a podcast he did speak on, and we are going to be having a look at what he said about Arsenal transfers, and we're also going to be discussing the big breaking news that broke out just last night about Mesut Ozil and Sokratis, as they could be both leaving the club permanently. Ozil will discuss a bit more. Sokratis is a bit vague, but let's see what Fabrizio Romano has to say.
Gunnar has always been, first of all, backing the manager. As we always say, they are with Arteta. Also, in a difficult moment, they have always said, we are with Arteta. We are convinced that it's the perfect manager. Also about the transfers, always considering him as part of the future of the club. So they are going with him. Also on the transfers, and we always say they want a quality midfielder. They were trying for Szoboszlai. Now another name, another option we have to consider is Emiliano Buendia from Norwich. Is a possibility, nothing advanced yet, just because, first of all, for Arsenal, it's so important to sell players, and you're gonna hear many times about it, just because top clubs need to sell players right now, and then immediately after they can sign new ones, and that's why Buendia is waiting. He's in the list, one of the names, one of the options, not the only one. But Arsenal now are going to try to sell other players. Sokratis, first of all, then immediately after Mesut Ozil. We have a lot of rumors here in Italy and in Europe about Juventus interested in Mesut Ozil, but what we can say is that Juventus are not going to sign Mesut Ozil this January just because they are convinced they are full of quality players like Kulusevski and many others, so they are not going for Ozil. Keep an eye on Turkish football because it's possible he will be in Turkey in the future, but it's up to Arsenal. So now they are focused on selling players, and immediately after they will go for a quality midfielder, and keep an eye on Emiliano Buendia.
So as you've just heard there, Fabrizio Romano has spoken on Arsenal transfers, outgoings and ingoings, and the one name he repeatedly said was Emiliano Buendia. Now, I've already given my opinion on Buendia loads. He's a player I have reservations over whether he can cut it in the Premier League. Yes, he's already been in the Premier League, but again, will he be the person? You know, everyone's saying we need a Bruno Fernandes. Will Buendia be that person who will elevate us to the next level? It does remain to be seen. And again, it's one I'm unsure of personally. But Fabrizio said just then, you know, Emiliano Buendia is something Arsenal are looking at. Not the only one we're looking at others as well. But as he has just said, our main priority is selling players. And with the business, with the news and reports that have been coming out, it looks like that is the case. Kolasinac, Saliba have left the door. Sokratis and Ozil could be next out of it. Reports about Nketiah as well. I'm not 100% sure they are true. Obviously Ozil or Sokratis we'll get on to, but he spoke about Ozil to Juventus. He said that's not going to happen, just to clarify that one. And he said that Buendia, you know, we could do that in later weeks. Essentially that's what he's saying, because he's saying we're going to get players out first and then we're going to sign players. And it does look like Emiliano Buendia is waiting on Arsenal, so I think that confirms from Fabrizio that he does want the move to Arsenal. And that is good news for us, obviously, because you know, he's such a good player. No, actually, he's not such a good player. You know, I'm not gonna hype this up with Buendia. He ain't that much of a player. But again, for the right price, I would take him. If we're not gonna get anyone else, we may as well get someone in. And if it is for Joe Willock, Reece Nelson, something Fabrizio didn't say there, we'll just have to see. But yeah, that is the news on Fabrizio Romano's update. He has given on Buendia. We'll go after him in later weeks. But our main priority for this window is to get rid of players. Ozil, Sokratis could be next after getting rid of William, Saliba, and Sead Kolasinac and Saliba already got rid of, and Sokratis Ozil will be next. Now we are going to be talking about Mesut Ozil into more depth. Football.London, Chris Wheatley have released an article about this, so we are going to have an in-depth look at this. Mesut Ozil is in advanced negotiations with MLS side DC United. The MLS side have offered an attractive package to the former Germany international, which includes the expansion of his M10 brand across the United States. Ozil was not registered by the Gunners for the first half of the Premier League season and has been trading away from the first team in recent weeks. DC United's offer includes the expansion of Ozil's 39 Steps coffee brand in their Audi Field Stadium, his own merchandise line, and plans have been drawn up to make him the face of the Washington-based side. Mesut's agent, Dr. Erkut Sugut has a close relationship with DC United executive Sam Porter, who was influential in bringing Wayne Rooney to the club from Everton in the summer of 2018. Well, we have a large squad. We knew that, said Mikel Arteta when asked about his January plans. A lot of things that could have happened in the summer could not accomplish them for different reasons. There are lots of players that are going to leave on loan. They are going to leave. So yeah, Mikel Arteta just spoke there, quick little thing on him. But the main one on Mesut Ozil, as you saw in that article, he is close to leaving to Arsenal, DC United. There was also a report from AFC Bell who backed this up, and we'll read out what they said. A member of Mesut Ozil camp tells them there are offers from America, Turkey, Italy, Qatar on the table. America is a commercially attractive option, and the player's agent has been in contact with Jason Levian, CEO of DC United, since the summer of 2019. The two of them have a good relationship that may make the difference. The next bit he said was he points out that a number of production companies contacted the concerning parties in the Ozil camp to shoot documentaries telling his career inside and outside the soccer field and the controversy surrounding his statements against China. Ozil team believes the America choice will bring them more opportunities with platforms with a wide audience. And the last bit AFC Bell said was the option to America will allow Mesut Ozil to shed more light on his brand M10, which obviously we've just talked about. Now, I think all these things mean he will be going to DC United. Obviously, Wayne Rooney, so they used to making these big moves, and with that executive and CEO, the good relationships with Ozil's camp, I think this is a move that Ozil will find attractive for his coffee shop over there in America and to expand his brand as a whole, because obviously he's towards the latter end of his career, and I think a place like United States to expand his career, you know, his brand basically in his organization would be very good. I just want this leech out of the club. I don't want him anywhere to be near here. I just hope he gets out. Honestly, we'll have a party here if, you know, he gets out. Just get him out of the club, honestly, and I would fly him to DC if I have to. Honestly, I've never flown a plane, but I would, just to get this guy out the club, because it's that dire. And we'll be talking about Sokratis in a bit, but he was in holiday in in Istanbul, which is in Turkey, close to Fenerbahce, and he posted some cryptic stuff about basically saying he loves the city, blah blah blah. It's fueling speculation he could go to Fenerbahce. They are one of the clubs interested in him, but for now he's not gonna be going to Fenerbahce. I think Sokratis could be going to Fenerbahce. We'll look at that in a bit, but that's the news that Ozil is very close to leaving the club to DC United. Next bit of news is on Sokratis Papastatopoulos. The news on Sokratis is that he is close to joining either Fenerbahce or Genoa, and he is going to leave very soon. That is also according to Fabrizio Romano, who did tweet about this quite earlier. So we'll just have a quick look at what Fabrizio Romano said in this regard. He said that he will decide as soon as next destination. Genoa and Fenerbahce have asked for the Greek centre-back. Both clubs are pushing to sign him. He's leaving Arsenal in the next week, so that's also very close now. Genoa and Fenerbahce are pushing for his signature, and he could also leave very soon. I'm not sure whether a transfer fee will involve, reports surrounding it, or saying that, you know, there's not going to be a transfer fee with Sokratis, but again, he's another player that we do need to get out of the club very quickly. You know, he's not doing us any good at the moment, and it would be very good if he does leave. I'm all for it. We need to get players out quickly, and if we can get Ozil and Sokratis out, that's 4 players out the door, and hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more out. Possibly that would be a stretch, I know, but if we can, that would be very good, and then hopefully we can go and sign a top player if we can. I would rather go for someone like Brandt or Sabitzer. Again, with Sabitzer, it's a bit flaky at the moment whether we are going to do a deal, because we're not properly in negotiations with anyone for any player at the moment, which suggests we are solely focused on getting rid of players. There were some links with Eddie Nketiah. I'm not 100% sure whether they were true or not, and also other reports including, you know, other players leaving our club, but again, it looks like we're going to focus on, you know, players leaving, and then we might go into the transfer window later on to try and get rid of some players. Now again, this strategy is a bit like lastminute.com. I'd rather Arsenal do their business early and then let go of players as the window goes, instead of, you know, separating the two outgoings and ingoings. That's how I'd rather Arsenal do it. But again, as long as we get players out, we need to, because players like Ozil, Sokratis, they've been part of a bad regime, bad money management. You know, Sokratis came in, 100 grand a week contract and that 20 million pound transfer fee. Ozil, 50 odd million pound transfer fee with ridiculous wages, which have cost us around 150 million pounds. And especially Ozil is part of that rotten Wenger core that we do need to get rid of as well. So if we can get these players out of the club, it will be very huge for the club to get rid of them. And I think just for us to move on from these players. Sokratis, again, I'm not sure whether there's going to be a transfer fee or not. I think just to get the wages off the book would be very nice, along with the Ozil wages, which again I think would get off around 450 to 500,000 pound a week off the wages, with Kolasinac included, with the ones with Saliba as well. That's close to 500-600,000 already in this transfer window, so that's good going for Arsenal. We just have to continue that and we'll just see how things go. But yeah, that is the news with Sokratis. He is going to be leaving very soon. Next bit of news is on a player. Do I even need to say his name anymore? I've talked about him a lot. Oh yeah, we basically get linked to this player like every single stupid transfer window. Julian Draxler. Yep, we're linked to him again. Yep, we're linked to him. Yeah, it just had to happen, and the report we're looking off says he's been linked to Arsenal for the 422nd time, and I put a funny post out on my community as well, so check that one out. Premier League side Arsenal are looking to sign Paris Saint-Germain winger Julian Draxler, according to reports in France. The Gunners have previously been linked with the German international on many occasions in the past, on the last set of rumours coming as recently as September. The 27-year-old, 27? He's 27! Wow, this guy has been here for ages. He's that young, flipping out. I know it's not that young, but still 27. Goodness gracious, he's been in and out of the team in his time at PSG with the Liga side, and it doesn't look like his circumstances will change now. Maurizio Pochettino has taken over as their new boss. He has only started 5 of PSG's 17 Liga matches this season, scoring 2 goals and providing an assist for a teammate. And now France Football claim that Arsenal are interested in Draxler, but they could face competition from Leeds United, Hertha Berlin and Bayer Leverkusen. Pochettino has no plans of making him a regular, and his contract does expire at the end of the season. And obviously his report going on to say about Mikel Arteta and his creativity. But yeah, Draxler, yeah, no thank you. I think when the rumours first came out, ever since he's joined PSG, we've been linked to this player. I've never fully rated him. I think at one point I would have taken him when he was really good from Wolfsburg, etc. I probably would have taken him, but ever since he's joined in PSG, he hasn't looked that same player that once was at Wolfsburg. And again, I would never take Julian Draxler. If I wanted him, I would have called for it years ago when we were linked to him, but we're linked to him again now when I don't want him. He's a washed up player who demands huge wages and will just sit at the club. It's not something I'm interested in. And yeah, we're linked to this player again. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below about this one. Would you even consider him? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.